Since ancient times, in sacred writings and mystical teachings, there has been a small pine cone-shaped gland that has attracted both mystics and scientists of today. The ancient Egyptians symbolized it at the top of their sacred staffs, the Hindus considered it the seat of the soul, and Descartes designated it as the principal seat of the soul. Today we will explore the mysteries of the pineal gland, not only as a physical structure, but as a portal to more subtle dimensions of existence. In the depths of the Ellora caves in ancient India, yoga masters lay in deep contemplation, unraveling the enigmas of what they called Ajna chakra. In Egyptian temples, initiates contemplated the Eye of Horus, while the Mayans worshipped images of the third eye in their sacred sculptures. This small gland, the size of a grain of rice, possesses wisdom that transcends time and culture. In the Vedic texts, especially the Tantric ones, we find specific questions about the third eye. The ancient rishis referred to it not only as a point of energy, but also as a dimensional portal. They explained how this center, when activated, allows the practitioner to see realities beyond the veil of materiality. The texts mention siddhis, extraordinary abilities that arise naturally when this center awakens, not as a goal but as a natural byproduct of increased consciousness. In Tibetan tradition, lamas preserved specific practices for awakening the third eye. They understood that this gland was not merely a physical organ, but an instrument of multidimensional perception. In their secret teachings passed down from master to disciple, we find refined techniques of visualization and breathing aimed at activating this sacred center. They understood that the third eye was like a cosmic antenna, capable of tuning into subtler frequencies of reality. Ancient examples symbolized the Eye of Horus, an emblem that, when mathematically deciphered, reveals surprising proportions that are in harmony with the human brain structure and, in particular, with the location of the pineal gland. In initiation rites, priests employed sacred oils and specific herbs that, as we now know, contained components that stimulated the natural production of DMT, a molecule produced by the pineal gland. In Hermetic tradition, we find mentions of the all-seeing eye, not as an emblem of dominion, as contemporary interpretations propose, but as an emblem of the innate human ability to recognize universal truths. Alchemists believed that the awakening of the pineal was intrinsically linked to the transformation of consciousness, a process they expressed in their writings through symbols and allegories. In various shamanic cultures, there are solid references to the ability to see with the eyes of the soul. Shamans understood that this internal perception was not a metaphor, but a concrete ability, enhanced by this power center. They created practices involving sounds, movements, and sacred herbs, aimed at stimulating this expanded perception. In their mystical wisdom, the Sufis mentioned the eye of the heart, establishing a deep connection between the pineal gland and the heart center. During their zikr, divine remembrance practices, they discovered that the awakening of the third eye was intrinsically associated with the purification of the heart. This perception is corroborated by Vedic traditions, which emphasize the importance of harmonizing Ajna chakra with Anahata chakra. In Christian esoteric tradition, especially among the Gnostics, we find references to the single eye mentioned by Jesus. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. This passage was understood as a direct instruction about the awakening of the pineal gland and its relation to spiritual enlightenment. It is fascinating to observe how these different traditions, separated by time and geography, arrived at such similar understandings about this sacred center. They understood that the awakening of the third eye was not an end in itself, but part of a larger process of consciousness expansion. Each tradition developed unique methods, but all pointed to the same truth. Within every human being lies a center of higher perception, waiting to be awakened. Ancient wisdom instructs us that this awakening cannot be induced or accelerated artificially. It is a natural process that occurs when the person is ready, when body, mind, and spirit reach a certain level of refinement and harmony. Traditional practices have always emphasized the importance of proper preparation, purification, and gradual development. In a contemporary neuroscience laboratory, scientists analyze three-dimensional images of the pineal gland, fascinated by its intricate crystalline structure and its ability to generate unique biochemical compounds. The current discovery surprisingly echoes what ancient masters had already perceived through elevated states of consciousness. Modern science began to unravel the mysteries of the pineal gland when it discovered that it contains calcite crystals, microscopic structures that respond to electromagnetic fields. These crystals are remarkably similar to those found in certain animals that possess magnetic navigation capabilities. This discovery provides a physical basis for something that ancient masters always claimed, that the pineal functions as a receptor of subtle information from the environment. One of the most fascinating aspects revealed by scientific research is the pineal gland's ability to produce DMT, known as the spirit molecule. This endogenous compound is structurally similar to serotonin and melatonin, but possesses unique properties that can induce deep states of expanded consciousness. Dr. Rick Strassman, in his pioneering research, suggested that the DMT naturally produced by the pineal may be responsible for mystical experiences, vivid dreams, and deep meditative states. The discovery that the pineal gland has photoreceptors similar to those present in the retina provided a scientific understanding of what ancient traditions referred to as the eye that sees beyond. These photoreceptors not only control our circadian rhythms, but also seem to react to light frequencies that exceed the visible spectrum. This sensitivity to light justifies the frequency with which ancestral meditation practices included visions of light at the center of the forehead. Recent research in chronobiology revealed that the pineal not only regulates our sleep and wake cycles, but also influences virtually all biological rhythms of the body. It acts as a conductor in a complex orchestra, coordinating different body systems through the rhythmic production of hormones. This discovery validates ancient spiritual practices that emphasized the importance of harmonizing with natural cycles for spiritual development. Science has also discovered that the pineal gland has a high concentration of structured water, a unique state of water that possesses crystalline properties. This structured water can act as a medium for amplifying and transmitting subtle signals, providing a physical basis for the intuitive sensitivity associated with the pineal. The calcite crystals immersed in this structured water create a highly sensitive system that can respond to subtle changes in the electromagnetic environment. Neuroimaging research indicated that during intense meditation states, there is a considerable increase in activity in the area of the pineal gland. This increase in activity is related to reports of transcendental experiences and intuitive perceptions. Science is beginning to identify how altered states of consciousness, often described by spiritual traditions, have specific neurobiological correlations associated with the pineal. Research in epigenetics shows that contemplative practices can influence gene expression in the pineal region, suggesting that ancient spiritual practices may have measurable biological effects. This discovery provides a bridge between ancient practices of spiritual development and our modern understanding of brain plasticity. With its principles of non-locality and entanglement, quantum physics provides theoretical models that may clarify how the pineal could access information beyond the constraints of linear space-time. The pineal, thanks to its crystalline structure, abundant blood supply, and complex neural network, could theoretically function as a quantum transducer, transforming information from the quantum field into comprehensible neurobiological signals. The result of this conversation between science and spirituality is a deeper and more integrated understanding of the pineal gland. It is no longer about choosing a purely materialistic or purely spiritual perspective, but rather understanding how both views complement and enrich each other. Science is providing modern validation for ancient practices, while spiritual traditions offer profound insights into how to consciously work with this sacred center. This convergence between science and spirituality invites us to a more holistic approach to human development, where the cultivation of intuition and inner clarity can be understood in both scientific and spiritual terms. It is a delicate dance between the measurable and the ineffable, between the physical and the transcendent, that helps us better understand our potential for consciousness expansion. In the tranquility of a morning, when the first rays of sunlight hit the ground, there is a sacred moment where nature instructs us about the natural awakening of intuition. Just as one cannot force a flower to open its petals, the awakening of the pineal gland and intuition follows an organic and natural rhythm that must be respected and nurtured with care. The crucial initial aspect for the awakening of intuition is strongly associated with circadian rhythms. The pineal gland exhibits remarkable sensitivity to cycles of light and darkness. By attuning ourselves to these natural cycles, sleeping at dusk and waking with the sunrise, we establish the fundamental conditions for our pineal to operate at its maximum capacity. Ancient yoga texts mention Brahma Muhurta, understood between 3:30 and 5:30 in the morning, as the ideal time for spiritual activities due to the more receptive state of the pineal. Conscious breathing emerges as a fundamental tool in this process. When we breathe deeply and consciously, especially through alternate nostrils, nadi shodhana, we create a balanced electromagnetic field in the brain that naturally nourishes the pineal gland. This practice, when performed consistently, begins to dissolve energetic blockages that may be hindering the full functioning of this subtle center. Nutrition plays a crucial role in the awakening of intuition. Natural foods, especially those rich in tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin and melatonin, directly nourish the pineal. Dark fruits, nuts, seeds, and leafy green vegetables provide the necessary nutrients for the healthy functioning of this gland. Equally important is avoiding substances that may calcify the pineal, such as excessive fluoride and highly processed foods. Silence emerges as one of the most powerful tools for awakening intuition. In a world filled with noise and continuous stimuli, providing moments of total silence allows the pineal gland to rebalance and attune to subtler frequencies. It is no coincidence that all spiritual traditions highlight the relevance of silence and solitary contemplation. The act of contemplating a fixed point, usually a candle, has proven particularly effective for the natural awakening of the pineal. This activity not only strengthens the eye muscles, but also stimulates the neural connections between the physical eyes and the third eye. When practiced frequently, Tritaka initiates the development of a delicate sensitivity in the area between the eyebrows. Contact with nature, especially under the natural light of the sun and moon, provides an ideal environment for the awakening of intuition. The natural electromagnetic fields of the earth, when undisturbed by artificial radiation, create a resonance that naturally harmonizes the functioning of the pineal. Walking barefoot on the ground, meditating under ancient trees, or simply contemplating the night sky are practices that nurture this awakening. The practice of intermittent fasting, when done wisely and in moderation, can accelerate the process of cleansing and awakening the pineal. During fasting, the body enters a state of self-cleaning that can help eliminate toxins that interfere with the functioning of this gland. Ancient mystics intuitively understood this and incorporated periods of fasting into their spiritual practices. Working with sacred sounds, particularly through specific mantras like Om and Thoh, creates vibrations that resonate directly with the frequency of the pineal. These sound vibrations, when produced correctly, can help dissolve energetic blockages and stimulate the natural awakening of this center. The habit of expressing gratitude and contentment, santosha, generates an energetic field that innately stimulates the growth of intuition. By cultivating a state of authentic gratitude, our vibration increases, allowing the pineal to function at a more refined level of perception. Understanding that the awakening of intuition is not an isolated event, but a constant process of refinement and consciousness expansion is crucial. Each individual will have their own unique experiences and expressions of this awakening. Some may experience visions, others may enhance a clear inner perception, while others may feel an intense connection with all of reality. The role of conscious sleep and lucid dreaming cannot be underestimated in this process. During sleep, especially in the early hours of the night, the pineal produces its most important hormones. Learning to maintain a state of awareness during sleep, through practices like yoga nidra, can significantly accelerate the awakening of intuition. Patience and regularity are the fundamental pillars in this process. Forced or induced sleep can cause imbalances. Although it may seem slower, the natural path establishes a robust foundation for a sustainable and integrated awakening. Just like the daily cultivation of a garden, the awakening of intuition requires a constant and loving commitment. There is an ancient legend about a Zen master who, after achieving enlightenment, was questioned about the transformations in his life. He replied, "Before the light, I chopped wood and carried water. After enlightenment, I gather firewood and transport water." The distinction lies in the quality of presence and the clarity with which each action is executed. Similarly, integrating the inner clarity that comes from the awakening of the pineal does not mean abandoning the world, but profoundly transforming our way of being in it. In the professional context, inner clarity expresses itself as an enhanced ability to make choices. It is no longer necessary to remain trapped in endless analysis processes. An intuitive perception emerges that transcends linear logic, enabling more aligned and accurate decisions. This intuition does not replace logical reasoning but enriches it, establishing a more comprehensive method of professional guidance. In relationships, inner clarity brings a new dimension of understanding. We begin to perceive the subtler layers of communication, not just the spoken words, but the energies and intentions behind them. This expanded perception allows us to respond to situations with greater wisdom and compassion, creating deeper and more authentic connections. In managing emotions, inner clarity acts as a beacon in the midst of the storm. When intense emotions arise, there is an enhanced capacity to observe them without excessive identification. It is not about suppressing or denying emotions, but experiencing them with a more expanded awareness, allowing them to flow naturally without dominating us. Interaction with time undergoes significant changes. Instead of being swept away by the continuous flood of tasks, we gain a deeper understanding of the present moment. Choices about how to spend our time align more with our greater purpose, and the feeling of continuous agitation gives way to a more natural and balanced flow. In nutrition, inner clarity reveals itself through an intuitive perception of the body's real needs. Cravings for certain foods begin to fade, giving way to more thoughtful and health-beneficial decisions. Eating transforms into a sacred practice of connection with the source of life. Sleep takes on a distinct characteristic. Although we may sleep less, the recovery is deeper and more regenerative. Dreams become more intense and meaningful, often bringing messages and insights relevant to our journey. The transition from wakefulness to sleep occurs more smoothly and consciously. In creativity, inner clarity provides access to deeper sources of inspiration. Ideas and innovative solutions often arise unexpectedly. Art, regardless of its form, serves as a means to express deeper and universal truths. Interaction with money and material goods also undergoes changes. We gain a clearer understanding of the real value of things, going beyond their mere monetary dimension. Financial choices begin to be guided by discernment that reconciles practical needs with ethical and spiritual principles. In caring for the body, inner clarity directs us toward practices more in tune with our authentic essence. Exercise ceases to be a duty and transforms into a celebration of physical existence. We acquire a more refined perception of what the body truly needs in terms of movement, rest, and attention. Communication becomes more precise and truthful. Words emerge from a deeper place of understanding, carrying not only information but also transformative energy. We know when to speak and when silence is more appropriate, and our words naturally carry more power and meaning. In problem solving, inner clarity allows us to see beyond superficial appearances. We can perceive patterns and connections that previously went unnoticed, leading to more effective and holistic solutions. Challenges are seen as opportunities for growth and transformation. The external environment begins to mirror our inner clarity. Naturally, we tend to simplify and structure our surroundings, preserving only what truly aligns with our essence. The environment transforms into an external mirror of our internal harmony. When interacting with nature, we gain a sharper perception of natural rhythms and cycles. This connection helps us maintain our inner clarity, even in challenging urban environments. Small moments of contact with natural elements, a plant, the sky, the wind, become opportunities for reconnection and recalibration. Ultimately, inner clarity provides us with a deeper understanding of our life purpose. Daily choices and actions harmonize with this greater goal, generating a sense of consistency and meaning in all our actions. Life ceases to be a series of disconnected events and transforms into a unified manifestation of our true essence. Closing, the portal to true nature. The pineal gland emerges as a mystical portal in our quest for self-knowledge, a place where science and spirituality unite to unveil profound truths about our essence. This tiny crystalline organ is not merely a physical structure, but a living emblem of our innate ability to transcend the apparent restrictions of material life. The awakening of the pineal is not a unique event or a final destination, but a continuous process of consciousness expansion that naturally integrates into every aspect of our lives. As this inner clarity develops, we discover that true spirituality is not separate from daily life. It is life itself, lived with total presence and expanded awareness. May each individual who encounters this knowledge recognize within themselves this sacred portal and, in their own time and unique way, awaken to the fullness of their existence. The true secret of the pineal gland lies not in extraordinary abilities, but in the rediscovery of our primordial essence and the ability to live from this deep understanding, moment to moment, breath to breath. Thanks for watching.